Hello, it's Nikki. Welcome back to video 3, all about cost. And on a Wednesday, we have a focus on your online presence, your content, your website, aka your digital disco. Now, your digital disco should be like, actually, I used to live in Islington, just off, I lived on Liverpool Road, which is very near Highbury and Islington, if you know that area. And opposite Highbury and Islington, there used to be a club called Relentless Garage. And my friend and I used to just have this joke that they were so committed to the garage that it became relentless. Like, can we look, we've been going for 72 hours now. Can we turn it off? No, we've got to make it relentless. We've got to go and go and go, and nobody can stop the process of the garage. And I guess this is what we need to think about in terms of your online presence, not in a relentless, annoying way, like people can come and choose as they go. We're not trying to captivate people in a dodgy way here. But what we have to notice is not everybody is on your schedule. Not everybody is working 9 to 5. Not everybody works the days that you do. And everybody needs to get the thing when they need to get the thing. And if you can provide the thing, happy days. So meaning the person who is looking for a graphic designer, for example, may have worked a 9 to 5 and has been in meetings, and now they're taking their kid to football practice and they know they've got an hour in the car. So they know that they can borrow some Wi-Fi from the local school and they can sit for an hour researching different graphic designers that they might want to work with. And so you having your website, your online presence, everything all pulled together and being ready and available, it's going to be a great thing. And I think that too many people are just focusing on their input that they create when they are working, when they are on, technically. But what we're looking to do is reframe that and see the work that you do as seeds that will grow again and again and again. If you create that right environment, that's how your business can organically grow. So back to our theme about costs. I am going to be stepping into the pageant mum version of myself today. And a few clients have noticed this over the years. I really want big things for you, for us. No, for you. I am that person in my friendship group, in my family group, who holds a lot of secrets. And people will come to me and they say, I've got this idea, or I'd really like to go for this job promotion at work, but I'm just not sure. And I am always that person who will say, go on, you can do this. And I'm not guaranteeing that what they want will come immediately or that it will all be plain sailing. Like, you have to do work for these things. You have to put some energy and intention into it. But I am also always that person who is going to support you to the best of my ability and really notice how great you are. The voices in our head can tell us all kinds of nonsense. Stories, limiting beliefs, things we believe about ourselves. And I had this a little while ago about something. I was getting really stuck in this loop and I needed to break it in order to do this thing in my business. And I took a pause, I took a moment and I said, where has this belief come from? What is this belief? How long has it been around? And I traced it back and I really went there. I was asking all the questions, why, but who said this? And I figured out this limiting belief had been with me since I was about 13. I think it was a teacher that had said it, or I don't know, a friend of like a dancing school mum, or I have no idea, I can't remember. And then I did the maths and I know this, but it really dawned on me that I'm now 43. And the difference between 13 and 43 is 30 years. I had held on to this limiting belief for 30 years. And it didn't even belong to me. It was probably said as a passing comment. but it was blocking and stopping me every single step of the way. And so I want you to now put yourself, and this is step number 1, put yourself in a position where you make a commitment to back yourself. And I'm not saying that you're going to go from 0 to 100 of starting like, well, I don't really know and I'm not really sure and I don't want to be too much, into, hi, I am fantastic. I am the best version of myself. There's nothing I can't do. And also as well, this is not going to be a process where you make a decision and that's always going to be the way. You know, we're going to have ups and downs. We're going to have times where we're tested, or we have to be resilient, or we're tired, or we don't want to get out of bed that morning. Like, we're going to have all of these emotions. But what I do want you to do is to make a commitment to shift the balance. And maybe at the moment it's, say, 70% of you being cautious or self-deprecating or whatever, and 30% is like, yeah, I mean, I know who I am, and I know that I can do this. I want you to make a commitment to shift that balance in the direction of where you're going to. Because if you have all these business goals, the things that you want to be, do, have, and feel, it's going to require a next level version of you. And that starts with you. It doesn't start with the thing. It's really interesting. There have been times where I've landed the most amazing jobs, and I have never got there on day one and gone, wow, this is fantastic. I knew it. I am so worthy and accepting of this opportunity. No, mostly on day one, I will feel like a competition winner. Like, I can't believe that I'm here. How did this happen? Oh, I'm going to get found out. And, you know, again, none of that is true. It's like playing in these extremes. But what I need to do on those days where I have to step up in my career is show up and turn up the volume of that person inside that I know that I'm capable of being. The person who is smart, who's ready, who's focused, who can contribute, who's full of value, who can bring experience, etc. And so I want you to do this first exercise, which I recently did. I want you to grab a big piece of paper and I want you to write down your success timeline, essentially, which is from the day you were born to up here, where you are right now. And I want you to write down the twists and the turns of your life. Maybe the career moments that you had, the job opportunities, the things that you launched, the money that you made, the successful client relationship. Maybe there was something challenging in your personal life and you really pulled it together. Like, I look back on, you know, when we bought our house, for example, it was nothing to do with business, but I feel so proud of my partner and I and how we showed up in that whole process. For 5 months, it was really like, here's the house. Do you really want it? Do you want it? Do you want it? Do you want it? Do you want it? And we were so meticulous and thorough and worked together as a team. And I'm so proud of the way that we did that. And when I look back on those emails, which I sometimes do, I'm like, you handled that really well. You did what you said that you were going to do. And I think there are those moments where we really have to look at what we are bringing to the table. Because when we go to creating a digital disco, we get stuck in the rules and the regulations of trying to squeeze ourselves into a neat little box for everybody. I'm going to squeeze all of these things into 3 paragraphs because that's what a LinkedIn expert told me about websites 5 years ago. Yes, do that. If you are somebody who is a great writer, who can articulate it beautifully, great. But also we need to see you. We need to see your energy. We need to hear your storytelling. We need to know what you're all about. We need to know what you stand for. And that's when videos, podcasts, interviews, storytelling really comes into play, because we begin to see where you've been and what you bring to the table. So when we were talking like yesterday about costs, about really going in the direction of where you want your business to go, we can't think in this neat linear way of what is the most acceptable thing to charge for an hourly session. You should be thinking, how can you bring all of these things to the table so people can then 10x what you have given them? How they can take those principles and really build something great. And this is the sorts of things that will really occur for you. Your brain won't want you to do that. Your brain will want to keep you playing small. So many of us were conditioned in this way where it's like, we don't want to be too much. We don't want to be show off. We don't want to be like the loudest voice in the room. We might have been told to calm down and hold back. Now is not that time, my friend. And I'm not saying you have to be brash or obnoxious or here, there, and everywhere or shouty on the internet. But we do need to see you. Visibility is your currency right now. And so when we are looking at the costs, when we are looking at taking your business to the next level, all of those things that you've maybe forgotten about or you've put in a drawer in your mind, like, well, is that really relevant? Because it feels something quite different. Your unique perspective, your angle, your flavor, your something that you bring to the table is what makes you you. And that is a chargeable service. Number 2, where do you cheapen or reduce the price of your personal brand? This might be the way that you email, where you don't ask for what you want rather. This might be outsourcing the answer to somebody else. Whatever your budget is, just let me know. Let's start with what your budget is. Let's start with you really understanding the power and the value of what you bring to the table. Let's start there and then see if people can afford you. Let's start there with you understanding how your business can really change things around. Maybe it's the way that you show up on social media. Maybe whenever you talk, and I've seen this so many times, I remember seeing, I'm going to get rowdy about this. I remember watching somebody on social media for years and years and years, and I've met her and I think she's fantastic and she's so at the top of her game. She's so brilliant. And I went along to see her do a live event. And the first thing that she said was, "Hi, everybody. Oh, I just wanted to let you know before we all start, I'm really, really nervous tonight because I'm not very good at public speaking." And on one hand, you could argue that is a human response and that is showing vulnerability and that is a great thing and we should be able to show up in that way. And at the same time, all these people have paid money to come and see that person. And they are expecting the same level of command, flair, expertise that they deliver on social media. And when I watched her, I just thought, you've cheapened your personal brand so much there because now we're slightly uncomfortable as an audience. Now we're a bit worried that you're not going to deliver. Now we're playing with that idea in our heads of like, are you who you say you are? Like, well, how many edits did it take you to do that video? And I'm not saying that we are all 10 out of 10. And of course, there are sometimes the 7th take is better than the first, and that is fine as well. But if I was her, I would be looking at, okay, my brand is moving. My brand is moving in great directions. I'm now doing live events. I'm now the face of a brand. I'm now building something else. I'm keeping it really vague purposefully because I don't want you to guess who it is. And this is not a criticism of one individual. So if you have a weakness, for example, of feeling nervous, of not liking public speaking, If you want your brand to go somewhere else that requires that, and for you just to be able to do it, that's on you. You have to figure out a way to get comfortable with that. And I'm not saying that suddenly you have to go to be able to do a deck or a flip chart or anything like that. But knowing why you're there, working on the behind the scenes. And if you want help with that, come and do Speak Up, because that's going to be great for you. Number 3. I want you to understand the cost in relation to your ideal clients working with you or not working with you. And this is about you going first and really backing your transformation. And I have never wanted to convince or push or scaremonger or get people to sign up on the spot if they're a bit wobbly and do any of that weird thing like, well, if you were serious, you absolutely would do this. No, I am not in that game in the slightest. However, if people work with me or they don't work with me, I stand true in the transformation that I know that I can provide. And this is so, so important. You have to stand in your choices instead of bending and flexing towards anybody else. Like if you were going on a date, for example, I know how easy it would be to be like, well, I'll be whatever you want me to be. Do you want me to be this? I like what you like. And actually at this age and stage in your life and in your business, you have to know who you are. And so knowing and being confident about your transformation will speak for itself. And we have to see those stories. We have to see that transformation that you provide through the work that you do and not be wishy-washy, because you will get some no's. Of course you will. Not everybody's going to say yes. You're not going to have 100% track record. That is human nature. And that notion where people say, I can sell anything to anybody. As soon as somebody says that to me, and maybe to you, I always have that slightly sassy Scorpio energy of going, yeah, well, you're not going to sell to me. So we're not looking for that 100% track record here. But I do want you to stand behind what it is that you offer and really show the value of that. Yes, sometimes somebody might come into your business and it feels risky. It feels stretchy. But I want you to know that that investment in themselves and in their business is going to take them on another path. When I signed up to work with a coach for 12 months, honestly, it was one of the biggest, scariest decisions I've ever made in my life, on one hand. On the other hand, I knew I absolutely needed to do this thing. There was no... Once I'd opened that door or that cupboard and seen what was inside, I couldn't just close it and forget about it, because I had this call with this person who was like, let's go. Yeah, you have got gaps, Nikki. Yes, I can help you with this. Yes, this thing that has been casual up until now it can't be. Now it's time to step this up. And also, do you know what else she did? Was she said, and there was a kind of group element of this as well. She would say things like, I've got 40 odd other people in this group, and they're all doing what you're doing as well. And some of them are further ahead. Some of them have figured it out through this process. And as soon as I got into that realm, it's like, not only had I opened the cupboard and had a look inside, I was like, oh, there's all these other people that I want to meet and I can learn from as well. So I want you to really tweak and edit your offering so it has a bit more let's go energy. Not in a like, you can buy it if you want. I want you to stand firm, like in a power pose of like, this is great and this is who it's for and this is what it's going to do. Number 4, I want you to look at your unique value, your pick and mix of skills, and make sure that you are optimizing them. So for example, if I am working on an acting job, not all acting jobs go to plan. Being on set can sometimes be an incredibly stressful scenario. There's a lot of personalities, there's a lot of different teams, there's a lot of different visions, there's all sorts of things. But the fact that I take my own self-development so seriously, the fact that I have a toolkit of tools that I use with my clients in my coaching work means that no matter what's happening on set, I have got some steadiness to me. I can work under pressure. I can flip things around. I can look at something from a different perspective. I can be nimble. I can be agile in that moment. And you will have those, and I'm not going to go over any more examples because this is about you, but I want you to look at those crossovers of skills. The fact that maybe you have a skill that you can do things really quickly. Yeah, it's this and it's this and it's this. Great, I'll put together this. Or maybe, for example, let me see. Maybe you are somebody who, let me see. Maybe you have a really great graphic eye. Oh, okay, I've got it. Maybe you are somebody that puts together meal plans for busy families who want to batch cook. And the parents have come to you and they're just like, we are so exhausted. We eat spaghetti bolognese 4 nights a week and takeaways for the other 3. We're really lost. We don't know what to do. We don't know how to make it work. If you know how to help people with their cooking, but maybe you have a creative graphic background as well, bringing that skill of saying, I get that you're busy and I've got these great meals, and then putting together some amazing, like a deck of cards, for example, that look beautiful, that are polished, that are clean, that are easy to follow. That is your unique perspective. So what you never want to do is to your client or your customer to come along and go, yeah, I had a really great session, and then leave and forget about it. That is something that we do not want to happen. We want people to get results. And the only way that people are going to get results is by doing the thing, not by booking the session. So I want you to bring all of those things and then cost it accordingly and really show that value that you bring. Number 5. I speak about it all the time. Action. So based on what I've spoken about in today's video, I want you to make the adjustments that you need. And I want you to turn up the brightness on it and really amplify how great you are at these things. Because naturally, you will maybe want to hold back. Naturally, you might want to be a bit cautious because you don't want somebody to read your stuff on the internet and be like, who does she think she is? But it's time to stand in all that experience. Because I am presuming that you are not 18 or 19 and you're just starting out. You have a wealth of experience. So use it, amplify it. And remember, when people are looking to hire you, they want your confidence. They want the best version of you. They don't want to make a payment and go, I don't know, there was something about her that was just a little bit unsure of herself. You want to part with your money and somebody to go, right, let's go. Don't worry, I've got you. I'm doing this. This is happening. Imagine if you were booking a holiday with somebody and the travel representative was like, I don't know, I'm not really great with numbers, but hopefully I've got it right. And you're like, I really hope you've got it right because I don't want to turn up at the airport and be on the wrong flight on the wrong day. So have that confidence in yourself. Think about how you love to purchase, or the purchase that you've made in the past where you felt supported, where they built that know, like, and trust factor. Please share, please share, please share, please share. Let me know what you're going to do. Share your links if there's anything that's going on for you. And I'll see you for part 4. Lots of love. Bye.